It's World Book Day this week! And our theme for this year is serious reading. Because reading is not just for school and it's not just for fun, but reading can be a serious activity which makes our lives better and can even make us better people. So let me try to explain this with 3 simple reasons why we should all read more. A means to an end. If you want to do better at school, have a high-paid job, have better relationships with the people around you, and find it easier coping with your own emotions, then statistically speaking, the best thing you can be doing in your spare time is reading books. Children who read for pleasure are likely to do significantly better at school than their peers. Reading books is the only out-of-school activity for 16-year-olds that is linked to getting a managerial or professional job later in life. People who read a lot are better at making friends, relaxing, and they live longer than people who don't. Seriously, that is a scientific fact. Vocabulary. Committing to an exponentially expanding vocabulary gives you the keys to an immeasurable heterogeneity of increasingly abstruse and mellifluous verbiage. But vocabulary isn't just a whole bunch of big frilly words. It's obvious to say that reading to the level of being able to understand road signs, scam emails, letters from the bank, and GCSE exam papers is probably a pretty good idea. But what about all the other stuff? What about inspirational speeches? The secrets of the universe? Words are how we take the thoughts and ideas and emotional experiences from our genius little minds and share them with other people. Reading was only invented about 8,000 years ago. It's not that old. It's still new. It's still weird as far as the evolution of your brain is concerned. Reading is difficult for everyone. Nobody finds reading easy. No brain finds reading easy. Anyone who reads fluently has just spent a lot of time practicing it. Anyone who can read more fluently than you has probably spent more time practicing it. Now, technically, you can read a film, but along with YouTube videos, games, trashy newspapers, adverts, political messages, these things are designed for us to sit back and let them happen to us. They are not designed to be read. In fact, the last example, political stuff, is designed to resist reading. That's why these guys answer questions in that weird, equivocating sort of way, to avoid people picking them apart, coming to any sort of solid conclusion about what they actually mean. The point I'm trying to make here is that reading is work. Reading is active, as opposed to passive. It involves your brain decoding the shapes that are scrawled on the page, putting them together like Lego, and building something. An emotion, an image, a series of events, a genius idea. And it's that action of doing the building work in your brain that is what makes reading so special. Reading offers you a roadmap for life, for everything that we know about each other and the world. And eventually, the stuff that we haven't figured out yet. That's why kids who read more find school and a whole load of other bits of life easier in a whole bunch of ways. Reading makes us better. Pop quiz. What do Nazis, ISIS, Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet, some 2,000-year-old Christian extremists, and Chairman Mao all have in common? That's right, they don't want you to read, because it makes you powerful. It encourages freedom of thought. All these people had the power, and they know that people reading could change all that. But can reading change us as individuals? Yeah. Those of you reading Factfulness along with me in Tutor Times on Friday are aware that the world is getting better every single day. But there's still a lot of rubbish stuff going on. Women are still experiencing sexism. People of colour are still experiencing racism. Trans folk are being denied the right to exist. The Southern Hemisphere is becoming uninhabitable, and a record number of young people are struggling with their mental health. And despite the fact that around 2.5 million people have now died with a highly contagious disease that lives inside your nose,
Ew.
some people are still wearing their masks like this. Well, what can we do? The answer is so obvious, it's one of the only things that makes me truly angry. We can attempt to understand the problem. Reading makes us better at understanding words. Words are where we keep ideas. Ideas that explain the world and its problems. Reading helps us to understand what we can do to give ourselves and those around us a better chance at happiness. Have you read anything recently that has contributed to the person you are today? Maybe it's changed your mind about something. Maybe you've learned something about the world that you didn't know before. Maybe it's challenged a stereotype, inspired you to do something later in your life. Maybe you read something and it made you realize that there's a dream that you didn't know you had. How do you know you want to be a professional bagpipe player if you have never read a book about bagpipe players?